Now to a developing story in the Democratic Republic of Congo. North Kivu's provincial government says 8 people were killed and 28 others wounded when protesters clashed with a UN convoy of peacekeepers on Tuesday. The UN mission spokesperson said he had received reports of 3 civilians killed in clashes when peacekeepers attempted to protect their convoy. Anti-UN sentiment has risen since a rebel group, the M23, staged a violent offensive last year that displaced hundreds of thousands and killed dozens of others. Protesters say the MONUSCO mission and an East African regional force have failed to protect civilians. Let's head to Kinshasa, where our correspondent Chris Ochemringa joins us live. Chris, welcome to the program. What is the latest, Chris, on the protests against UN peacekeepers in the eastern DRC?
Well, Richard, the situation is now calm in the area where this protest happened, around a camp near the eastern city of Goma. The DRC army and the police have deployed in that area around UN bases to protect some of the UN peacekeepers from any attacks by the civilians there. There's also been calm in the city of Goma, which has been the scene of 2 days of very violent protests because of the rebel advance, advance by the M23 rebels around North Kivu province. Many people are very unhappy with what's happening. They're accusing the UN peacekeeping mission, MONUSCO, of failing to protect them. They also accuse the East African regional force. Now this anger towards MONUSCO started last July after the United Nations peacekeeping mission said that they could not continue supporting the Congolese army to fight against the M23 rebels who had captured territories, because they said that the rebels were operating more like a conventional army. They had sophisticated weapons, and that angered very many Congolese, and that's why these protests have been going on. There's still apparently a lot of anger towards the UN, and this is what some of the protesters had to say.
We are very angry at MONUSCO. There have been reports that MONUSCO is supporting M23 rebels. We wanted to confirm this by checking their tracks, but instead the soldiers opened fire. We are wondering why MONUSCO is carrying out attacks against us, yet it's here to help civilians.
A MONUSCO convoy was being escorted by a FARDC jeep. We knew that the trucks were harboring M23 rebels, so we asked them why they are transporting these M23 soldiers to make us suffer. Before we knew it, MONUSCO opened fire on the population.
Chris, how are local authorities in North Kivu province dealing with this situation, and has there been any reaction from the central government in Kinshasa?
Well, first of all, they have deployed the army and the police in the area to prevent the civilians from attacking some of the UN bases there. They've also urged people to remain calm, saying that the MONUSCO is a partner of the DRC government. They're helping to protect civilians in the eastern part of the country, and have urged them to be patient as they work hand in hand with MONUSCO to try and solve this problem of the rebel activity in that part of the region. The central government hasn't issued a statement about this particular protest that left 8 people dead, but there was a high-level meeting on Wednesday that was attended by the Speaker of Parliament, the Defense Minister, and the Army Commander, and they focused more on the East African regional force. They were saying that this force was authorized to come to the DRC with the mandate of containing, defeating, and eradicating all the negative forces in eastern DRC, including the M23 rebels. But what the soldiers have been doing is carrying out military diplomacy, and that has made them very unhappy. They're saying that if this continues, then they will write to the President Felix Tshisekedi and ask him to order the East African regional forces to leave their country. They want the Congolese troops to be empowered, to be given equipment, training, so that they can defend their country from their enemies. Richard?
Chris Ochemringa speaking to us live from Kinshasa. Chris, thanks for that.